safety of the people in the community.
The idea is smoke detectors provide a measure of security, giving seniors confidence to remain independent.
The more that they have to make them be independent, the more they feel that they can stay home.
AARP is teaming up with local agencies and the local fire departments in Michigan to provide older people with smoke detectors.
The program is designed to make people feel safe and secure in their homes, and to make them feel that they have the opportunity to live independently and not feel that there's any risk or any problems that they can't deal with on their own.
Luzelle Green is an example. She's 89 years old, lives alone, and wants to stay in her home.
I feel good about living in my house. In fact, I've been here 5 years alone, and I feel very good about living in it. And I feel, when I do most of my work, I feel that I'm still strong enough to do it, and I'm glad I am.
Of course, installing smoke detectors is just one way to help people feel safer, more secure, and independent. For Luzelle Green, it's one more reason she can stay home.
I don't want to ever go in a convalescent home. I want to stay right here.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Then that these people do not want to leave their home and familiar surroundings. And I think that's typical of the older people.
Why isn't it?
Because smoke detectors provide a measure of security, giving seniors confidence to remain independent, living in their own homes.
Even if somebody's here with me, that smoke detector will help us out. We need that smoke detector very much.
Do that again. Now you want to what? Doubt?
So is it?
Yep. Test it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we're going to do here.
Get the screws off. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Got them?
Oh, let's see. Don't screw that up. Put it in there. Slide it in there.
Right back. Go back down. Go ahead.
Got it?
Now screw it in. Yeah. Right.
3 doctors told Phyllis McDonald she would need surgery to correct her back pain. But instead of going under the knife, Phyllis gets relief from acupuncture.
The help from the treatment comes when you get up off the table and start moving around. More relaxed, feeling of health.
Uses for acupuncture vary, such as treating chronic pain from osteoarthritis and helping rehabilitate stroke patients.
You can help regain what you lost, at least partially and certainly faster, utilizing acupuncture than using regular standard of care, which is not much, unfortunately, at this point in time for stroke rehab.
Advocates say in today's medical community, acupuncture should not be looked at as standalone therapy.
But we're looking at it both as what it can do on its own, but what it can do integrated into the comprehensive medical care system. We're looking at how do we obtain the best of both worlds.
Even the National Institutes of Health is taking acupuncture more seriously than ever before.
NIH is now willing to take a look at acupuncture for a variety of reasons. One is that public demand has been significant. Second is that a large number of physicians are now getting involved in doing acupuncture and finding it to be highly effective.
Kaplan says he hopes with this attention from NIH, more research minds and money will be freed to study acupuncture. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Useful, in what ways it should be incorporated into the system. And I'm hoping that out of all of this, that what we're going to see is a serious interest on the part of the conventional medical establishment in acupuncture, so that more research minds and research money will be freed up to study both how acupuncture works and what it's good for. More effective than that. And so the name of the game is, how do we help the patient best? And that's the first concern. And that's one of the most exciting things we're seeing come out of this. Acupuncture works. It's good medicine. And it's being incorporated by physicians because... I know you're... okay. So tell me how you've been doing since, last time.
Very well.
Any radiation on the pain down the legs or the hips at all?
No.
Just staying confined to the lower.
A little bit later in the knee.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Any of these uncomfortable?
That one. Put it in there if I can.
Shot into your hand. All right?
Yes, fine.
Heart disease. It's the leading cause of death among men and women in the United States. More than 70 million Americans suffer from some form of cardiovascular disease. For some people, the first, last, and only symptom of coronary artery disease is a fatal heart attack.
We're going to start moving the table up and then into the scanning area, okay?
This is the coronary artery scan. It is the latest technology in detecting early stages of heart disease.
It's probably the most accurate way we have to look at atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries. We can tell with this technology whether someone has problems with their coronary arteries or doesn't have problems.
What makes the heart scan work?
It's so fast that we can actually capture the beating heart, freeze it, and look at the arteries surrounding the heart, the arteries that are responsible for supplying blood to the heart muscle, the coronary arteries.
This non-invasive procedure takes about 5 minutes for the actual scan.
Hold your breath, don't breathe or move.
Within seconds, the computer is able to produce images of your heart.
It automatically brings up the first and the last image to show us where we start, where we end, make sure we cover the appropriate area where the arteries are.
The images are then put on film and examined by a cardiologist.
This first one, it's a nice normal scan. There's no calcification in any of these arteries anywhere in the entire region of the heart. Just for comparison, we have someone here that has severe calcification. You can see that this artery here is densely calcified, as it is in other areas. This is an advanced stage of calcification of the coronary arteries.
Heart scan is not for everyone, only those already at risk for coronary heart disease. I'm John Nestor reporting.
Take this one to your knees. Good. Now go down nice and slow.
Well, what's new and what's most exciting about it is that, one, it's non-invasive. There's no catheters to be put in, there's no needles. It's just basically an X-ray picture of the heart. And what's also new about it is that it's so fast that we can actually capture the beating heart, freeze it, and look at the arteries surrounding the heart, the arteries that are responsible for supplying blood to the heart muscle, the coronary arteries. We look at the arteries and we look for calcification in the arteries. That calcification is indicative of atherosclerosis or plaque buildup in the arteries. If someone has that calcification, then they have whatever they're doing right. Now, there's many people that'll never develop coronary artery disease and can be a little bit lax about some of their diet, some of their exercise and things like that. But still, many of the people that'll have zero scores will have zero scores because they've watched their diet, they've exercised, they kept control of their diabetes and high blood pressure. This is not a license to stop doing that. It's a license to tell you whatever you're doing right to continue.
Would you recommend if someone had this done in the early 40s?
And then over the age of 45 to 50. So this is not a test for very young individuals, and this is not a test for especially young individuals that have no risk factors for coronary disease. We don't think everyone needs to be scanned. We're looking for those patients that have some risk factors for coronary disease to let them know either what they're doing is right or that they need to do more to prevent that first heart attack.
Now, if somebody...
That's great. Go down towards your feet just a little. Good, right there. Now, I'm going to place this sponge under your knees. It'll take pressure off your lower back and make you a little more comfortable during the scan, okay? Great. How's that? Okay. Now, what I need you to do for me is to raise your hips a little so I can raise your top. Good. That's perfect right there. Now, I'm going to place this lead shield on you first. Now we're going to attach these ECG leads.
Here's the first image. Here's his aorta, this big round thing here, where the coronary arteries are going to come off of. And we're going to scan through some of these pictures here. And here's his coronary arteries. This is his circumflex artery. This is his left anterior descending artery coming up that way. If there was any calcification, we would see it throughout these arteries. This looks pretty clean. And we're just going to go cut by cut and watch as the arteries come up and go down. And things look very good as we continue to scan down through the heart. The right coronary artery is coming out this way. And watch the end of the right coronary come out, which is the last thing we see, and it looks very good. And we're going to let the computer analyze this, but
But the whole reason we do this is looking for small polyps that at a later time could become malignant.
Colon cancer is the #2 cancer killer of men and women in the U.S., but that can change with the help of a new Medicare benefit.
Beginning in 1998, Medicare will cover screening for colorectal cancer. It's an important new benefit that could help save thousands of lives.
Studies show the number of deaths from colon cancer could decrease drastically because when diagnosed early, the disease is curable.
What we're talking about in this situation with the screening test is picking up the cancer before it occurs in the polyps. And literally we can prevent Americans from ever even having to mention the word to them that they have cancer.
American Cancer Society guidelines released this year recommend screening for men and women age 50 and over.
If I could, I'd put reminders in the memory cells of every man and woman 50 or older. Get tested for colorectal cancer.
Health experts hope that just as was the case with mammograms and breast cancer, public education will help get the word out about colon cancer.
If we can have success with this fight, we can cure the #2 leading cancer killer in the United States. Wouldn't that be a miracle? Wouldn't that be a miracle?
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
And in women, and probably very important, it is the #2 cancer killer in the United States, both in men and women. About 55,000 Americans a year lose their life from colon cancer. And in vitamins. But is there something that we can do to prevent colon cancer in the United States? The answer is absolutely yes. We can merely eliminate colon cancer in the United States right now. We don't have to split another gene. We don't.
Here. I will repeat this part. No.
You just feel a little bit of pressure around your rectum. You doing okay, Miss Cohen? Everything's going smoothly. You're doing beautifully. You're nicely cleaned out. You got a good look around. You okay, Miss Cohen? You got a real little small polyp right towards the lower part of your rectum that we're going to take out before we finish. And we'll be done and send you on your way. You're on 2 and 0? Okay.
And there are a couple of studies that suggest that almost half of all low-income
Good morning,
people use their
and welcome to our first Hope
And it turns out that if you look at our results, what you find out is that a lot of people are being exposed to elevated levels.
But the whole reason we do this is looking for small polyps that at a later time could become malignant.
Colon cancer is the #2 cancer killer of men and women in the U.S., but that can change with the help of a new Medicare benefit.
Beginning in 1998, Medicare will cover screening for colorectal cancer. It's an important new benefit that could help save thousands of lives.
Studies show the number of deaths from colon cancer could decrease drastically because when diagnosed early, the disease is curable.
What we're talking about in this situation with the screening test is picking up the cancer before it occurs in the polyps. And literally we can prevent Americans from ever even having to mention the word to them that they have cancer.
American Cancer Society guidelines released this year recommend screening for men and women age 50 and over.
If I could, I'd put reminders in the memory cells of every man and woman 50 or older. Get tested for colorectal cancer.
Health experts hope that just as was the case with mammograms and breast cancer, public education will help get the word out about colon cancer.
If we can have success with this fight, we can cure the #2 leading cancer killer in the United States. Wouldn't that be a miracle? Wouldn't that be a miracle?
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
And in women, and probably very important, it is the #2 cancer killer in the United States, both in men and women. About 55,000 Americans a year lose their life from colon cancer. And vitamins. But is there something that we can do to prevent colon cancer in the United States? The answer is absolutely yes. We can merely eliminate colon cancer in the United States right now. We don't have to split another gene. We don't.
I will repeat this part. No.
You just feel a little bit of pressure around your rectum.
And then one day,
After this tape, man,
just
you doing okay, Miss Cohen? Everything's going smoothly. You're doing beautifully. You're nicely cleaned out. You got a good look around. You okay, Miss Cohen? You got a real little small polyp right towards the lower part of your rectum that we're going to take out before we finish. And we'll be done and send you on your way. You're on 2 and 0? Okay.
There will also be
to make plans for the future, regardless how old you are. And then I feel now working again, maybe forgetting that I am 63 years old now. To me, it's like starting again. How old I am, doesn't care, don't make any difference, don't affect my wills or nothing. I'm just waiting to improve my work and do it better every time. This job changed my life because there is a big difference between being nothing and start doing something that you consider is useful for yourself and for others. And that's the way that I can explain, you know, how I feel with my job, with the opportunity that the AARP gave me, and also the acceptance.
It benefits them.
It benefits both the clients and the host agencies. The clients particularly because, one, in our program, they are paid and they are trained. While they are being trained, in the meantime they're being trained, we are looking for a right place for them to work permanently. So it's kind of a training ground for them.
What are the goals of the program? An SCSCP client, what benefits?
Well, the benefits that I would get, like I said before, is the attendance is like 99.99%. They are seldom sick. And one more good thing is that when they contribute what they have known long time ago to the new world of work, it benefits both the employer, us, AARP, SCSCP, and the whole community.
Do you have anything else to add?
File menu again, where we can do anything we want here. Create a new file or open an existing file. Or you tab and bring the cursor down into the files list box, and then you can cursor through there by using your arrow keys.
It's sometimes referred to as the silent killer because it's colorless, it's odorless, and it can snatch lives away in the middle of the night without knowing it.
Carbon monoxide poisoning was the topic at a recent press conference in New York City. George Tsongas, professor of engineering at Portland State University, was there to inform the public of his recent findings concerning gas ovens in the home.
Over half of them produce levels of carbon monoxide inside kitchens that are above the recommended standards set by EPA. So that's a huge number.
And the numbers rise dramatically in low-income homes where many people use their ovens for space heating. At even greater risk are frail older people and infants.
If you happen to be using an oven for space heating, and you open the door, as people often do to the oven, that the levels of carbon monoxide run up anywhere from a factor of 5 to a factor of 14. So then we were having horrendously high levels of carbon monoxide in that situation.
Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning are flu-like and can result in severe brain damage or death.
The best way you can go about protecting yourself from carbon monoxide is to buy yourself a carbon monoxide detector. It's the cheapest insurance policy that you can ever buy to protect yourself and your family.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
And it's interesting because about 20% of the people in this country actually are low income. And there are a couple of studies that suggest that almost half of all low-income people use their ovens for space heating. And it turns out that if you look at our results, what you find out is that a lot of people are being exposed to elevated levels of carbon monoxide above what EPA suggests is bad for your health.
Like you did when you were talking. Do it again this time. Take your hand away when you're done. Okay.
Barbara Cartman was partnered with her yellow lab Time 6 years ago, shortly after her second leg was amputated.
She has changed my life. I go anywhere I want to go.
Barbara received her service dog through Fidos for Freedom, an all-volunteer nonprofit organization which trains assistance dogs.
A lot of people think that Fidos is a dog organization, but it's not. It's really a people organization. We help people through dogs.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Opal's dog, Audi, is a hearing assistance dog.
I've always been very active, but I was getting to the point that I couldn't keep appointments necessarily because I didn't hear the alarm if it was early in the morning. Opal! Opal! Show me, Audi. Show me. Show me. Here, please. Show me. Opal. Show me. Opal. Opal. Show me. Opal.
Like Opal, Joe Swetnin's life changed when he met Roy, his mobility assistance dog.
I had gone from working 50 or 60 hours a week to being totally bedridden. He was my friend, my companion, my helper. He came into my life at a perfect time.
Don't let the 12-pound Papillon size fool you. Roy has helped Joe save his legs from being amputated.
Let's go. Good boy. All the way. Let's go.
Training for the dogs is intensive. From the time they are puppies, they live with volunteer trainers for 2 to 3 years before they are matched up with a client. But the dogs don't go home unless the client also completes 120 hours of instruction.
Watch and be trained is really nice. To watch the finished product is nothing but awesome.
Give it to Mommy. Thank you. Good girl.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
I think we made it, didn't we? Going out to public places became very difficult. I didn't go unless I knew we'd been there before and I knew what the conditions were. And there were times that Debbie had her dog.
Right. Many people who are disabled don't know that this benefit is out there. Having a service dog or a hearing assist dog isn't right for everybody, though. It requires a lot of training that you need to go through. You have to be able to care for the dog and meet the emotional needs of the dog. Having a dog in public draws a lot more attention to a person, and some people are uncomfortable with that. Some people welcome that because they're an emotional icebreaker, social icebreaker. People that normally wouldn't look at you in public all of a sudden.
He's just best friend. Oh, he is my partner. He is not a pet. He is someone that I depend on. And I would hate to think of doing without my dog now. That's right.
Well, the first year, because I was bedridden so much, my family waited on me hand and foot. And after I trained with Roy and he came home and started living with me, my whole house changed. Everything in my life changed. No longer did I have to ask my wife to bring me things. No longer.
You're going to hear music on this.
Fill up this hole. Fill up the hole.
And halt.
Good.
And forward. And about turn. You leave your dogs on a sit, you turn the other direction. And slow. Nice easy pace. And normal. Pick him up on a heel, Opal. Tell him to heel when you pass him.
All right.
Not too fast, not too fast.
At 61 years old, Larry Colbert has no intentions of slowing down. After all, he has world records to break and kids that need coaching.
The whole time that we're at practice, fellas, I want to see you do something. I don't want to see nobody sitting down or anything. Okay?
Sitting down and taking it easy are two things Colbert knows nothing about. He started running when he was 35 after doctors told him it would help strengthen his back.
When I started running, it made my back feel better. So I just continued to do so, and it just led into where I'm at today.
Where he is today can be claimed by only a few before him. He has broken the world record for his age group in the 100-meter, 200-meter, and 400-meter dashes. He has so many medals and trophies, he's run out of room to display them all. But Colbert's real love is for the kids he coaches.
What's up, buddy? Still hurting? Huh?
My kids always come first, and because I'm in it just for the fun of it and enjoyment and stuff like that. The kids in for it for things are much bigger, preparing them for the next level, college, education, et cetera, et cetera.
Along with coaching these kids, Colbert also runs the Glen Arden Track Club and has some very successful graduates, such as Jermaine Lewis, who now plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
Touchdown, Jermaine Lewis.
And Amber Robinson, one of the top 5 runners in the nation, being recruited for college.
The best thing about Mr. Colbert is, like right before you're about to run, you're about to go out there and do your event, he gives the greatest pep talks. He'll always get you ready for it. He'll always get you pumped.
I'm going to show you some other techniques I want you to do.
These kids know Coach Colbert is dedicated to them. And when asked to sum up the coach in just a few words, it wasn't hard.
Energizer Bunny. Fine.
A blessing. All the way through. Switch it.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Very good.
When they get in the classroom, we try to put on them how important it is to have grades, and if you want to be successful in football or passing the SAT exams and things of that nature, then we don't have to worry about that. They're running and jumping, we can deal with it. We can get that no problem. And with the Glen Arden program, you know, we start. Oh, there's no doubt it's the definitely important part of their lives. And there are young men and young ladies that you can almost count on that, you know, they're gonna make it in this society today. They're gonna make it, and they ask us. People ask us, "What do you get paid?" That's our pay right there. When these kids go off to college, money can't buy that. You know, money is something that comes and goes. This is something that you'll cherish for the rest of your life. And you have kids, young people that come back to you and say, "Thank you." You know, that's all you ask for. Beautiful.
Senior meets and stuff. And I kind of wish he would have started sooner, because there's no telling how fast he would have been then if he's real fast now.
For 65-year-old Christine Brown, the extra monthly check she gets for $43 may not seem like much, but
every little bit helps, believe me.
Christine receives medical benefits from a federal program that helps lower-income older people pay for health care.
The government has a number of programs to benefit low-income people, and they provide some health benefits that people may not be aware of.
One of those benefits is called QMB, or Qualified Medicare Beneficiary. It pays Medicare premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket health costs if one's income is up to 100% of the federal poverty level. A related benefit, the one Christine Brown gets, is SLMB, or Specified Low-Income Medicare Beneficiary, for people whose income is too high for QMB.
And all this is very helpful to me because I don't get a very high income.
The purpose of my call is to help explain the benefits of
It can sound confusing. That's why groups like AARP make special efforts at finding those who are eligible for these benefits.
Medicare provides health coverage for seniors, but it doesn't pay for everything. There are a lot of gaps in coverage, and if people knew about these programs, they probably would apply.
For people like Christine Brown, it's just a matter of finding out if you're eligible for QMB or SLMB and filling out the application. I'm Mary Norton reporting.
No, it was very easy. When they came in, I filled them out right away and sent them back. Then I had a lot of people calling me, asking me, did I get the application, or was I receiving the benefits? Did I get my cards? Did I get all the information I need? And I already received all the information that I needed, and it was very easy to get it.
There are many people who have low incomes, and although they might have some medical benefits, they need more benefits. They're not able to buy them for themselves, and the government has created these programs so that they can be covered. They need to apply for the benefits for which they're eligible.
There are many seniors who go without their medications and who don't make their doctor visits because they can't afford the out-of-pocket costs.
Open it up like your mail and you're checking through some stuff. Okay. Fill out the application.
In your own time, Chrissy.
Good morning.
Medicare premium, you know your Medicare benefits that should. Calling regarding the card you sent back in answer to our letter. The purpose of the call is to explain the benefits that you asked for and determine if you can qualify for QMB or SLMB or other Medicare type assistance programs.
Thinking back, what was it that they said that opened the door to your good hearts?
You know they're not going to give me that money. I know now, but I used to believe it. I'm not going to fall for this again. And I'd have told you I never would before. He caught me at a weak moment.
This forum was called Victims' Voices. Organized by AARP and the National Association of Attorneys General, it was a chance to hear from the victims of telemarketing fraud, mostly older adults.
Early in 1993, I was called by Ronald Ross.
Betty Babcock, the former First Lady of Montana, was sure she had won a new car. She just had to pay the taxes on it. When she didn't pay right away,
And he was very upset, and he said I probably spoiled the whole thing and that he wouldn't be able to get the paperwork done for this ceremony and all that. But he might still be able to do it if I would send $2,500.
In fact, anyone is vulnerable to these swindlers. This audience of attorneys general, FBI officials, and consumer advocates also heard from an expert on what drives fraudulent telemarketers.
Attached to your entry form that's right here in front of me is a vacation.
Everybody's calling. Everybody is talking on the telephone. And so when you're in that situation of everybody doing it, you don't sit down and say, gee, is this really what I should be doing? Is this ethical?
Legally, what makes telemarketing into a crime? When does it become fraud?
That's easy. When the telemarketer lies to the victim over the phone.
Officials hope that educational events like these will help raise public awareness about fraudulent telemarketers and prevent others from falling prey.
People, after they retire, lose their lifetime savings. Work that they've done all their lives to protect them in their elder years, it's wiped out with these criminals, and that's exactly what they are, criminals.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Our big interest, of course, is that older people are the primary targets of these fraudulent telemarketers. As a matter of fact, about 56% of the victims, I think, are past 50. And so it's extremely important that we protect the 70.
And I had it canceled because I was dumb enough, and I know better, to give him a credit card. That was foolish. So I stopped the payment on the credit card, and they started doing things, and I didn't get my money back. And I have sent other money, but little bits at a time. And New Year's Day, my granddaughters were down home, and they took a tape of how much I had spent. And it was this long tape, because I had no idea how much it had cost.
But I heard about the AARP in Montana. We're putting this at the top of their list, and I decided that I would come forward, and I want to do all I can to help them pass legislation to stop these criminals from coming into our homes via the telephone. So that's what I've done. And as soon as I came out,
All that is there to get you to think. The whole purpose of it is to get you to think and to feel like the person at the other end of the phone wants you to think and feel.
Shirley, in your experience taking calls, how often are you at?
Wouldn't this be inside trader and against the law for me to follow up? You're not going to ask those kind of questions. You feel special, unique, and an expert, you're not going to ask it. And then it also feels good to be in that role. I mean, to be the expert.
Let me go up, because Bill's nodding over there. Well, you got to do everything, didn't you, Bill? Hey, reading.
Curly hair. How come you got such short hair?
It's called validation therapy. The idea is to join the mental journeys to the past instead of trying to snap them back to the present.
We're capitalizing on their strengths, on their remaining abilities. So they're doing things that they can still do and feel successful doing.
This form of reminiscence is meant to soothe people living with Alzheimer's disease, taking them back through time at so-called life skill stations, old-fashioned scenes, like this office with its manual typewriter.
Let's think of a pencil sharpener, the kind that we use today, an electric pencil sharpener. On our desk here, we would have the old-fashioned pencil sharpener that you turn and crank. So things that are very familiar.
There's a vanity where ladies can try on jewelry and old hats.
It helps them to have a pleasant day. I mean, that's what it's all about, is creating a pleasant day for that resident.
It's the nursery and the dolls that seem to evoke the most touching memories.
This kind of therapy can be very helpful in communication and helping with the agitation and confusion, and be a very calming kind of activity.
Look at her. She's happy. She's smiling at you. Yes, she is.
I'm Mary Norton reporting.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Remember their work experience. And then we have a nursery center, which has several dolls in it, and for some residents, that's an area where they can spend some time recalling being a parent, being a mother. It's a very nurturing experience for many of our residents, many of our residents. Normal events that they can do successfully. It helps keep folks occupied in a constructive way throughout the day. It can reduce anxiety for some of the individuals who are a little more anxious, feel the need to be doing something all the time, and it just also helps to build a trusting relationship.
Yeah, behind validation therapy.
Validation therapy provides a way to calm a resident, to affirm their feelings, to provide an opportunity for them to feel good about who they think they are and where they think they are.
Can I get a mirror shot from that?
And look, the gold here matches the gold in your glasses.
No.
Pretty, you're right. I think you should. I think that would be great. Oh.
Hey,
Can tell
this
you're from
could
New
be
York.
better.
I think that looks good. Very nice.
Oh, this is
Darling.
terrible.
Yeah.
Why don't you take it?
So you want me to try it on?
Who's this guy? You know him? Who is it? That's you. You remember when you used to do this, Mr. V? Back in 1967 when you originated the first scoring system? But I feel